good evening, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you are. So, I would like to apologize for my last video. Um, Apologies if I'm a bit kookier than usual. Got a bit of liquor in me, so kind of getting a bit juiced, a bit lit, but it's okay. It's my birthday. Okay, you have an excuse. I'm 22 now, and since I drank alone on my 21st birthday, I'm trying to get one of my coworkers to drink with me. So far, it's not really succeeded. Maybe I should just go up and down the hall screaming, "Someone buy me a drink!" We'll see. But so I wanted to make a video real quick about. Hopefully, I wanted to talk about the way maybe I talked before, but wanted to talk about party fuel. Yeah, it's in a teacup because I got a couple hard asses in here who will probably get pissed at me because technically I'm not supposed to have alcohol. But so I did want to talk a bit about how narcissists, how it is. Sorry. A lady is messaging me. Anyways, so I wanted to talk a bit about how narcissists create dependency upon them. And part of this comes out of a realization I had yesterday listening to my co for this week. She talked about how she only talks to her husband on the phone for like an hour, or it was something of that sort. And the conversation was like, yeah, if you're talking to them for like fucking 8 hours on the phone, that's absurd. And a fucking light bulb went off in my head just then. Because, the narcissist and I, we would talk. Sorry, someone on Facebook again. The lady, so the narcissist and myself, we would talk like anywhere from 3 hours on the phone, dare I say 5, but I know that 3 hours was kind of the, dare I say, standard. So, sorry, got a freaking rug burn. The alcohol got to me a bit, right? And I was going down the stairs, and I looked down and realized that I was missing the step, but I looked down and realized that too late because I'd already stepped. So I fell right on my ass and got a rug burn on my arm here. And of course I spilled some of my very precious, valuable party fuel, which is always a pity. Any liquor wasted is always a shame, right? But the narcissist and myself, convos, I mean, dare I say that the normal length was 3 hours, but that's, 1 hour was dare I say it was rare. I can't really remember, but yeah, and for seeing someone every day and to talk that long on the phone is fucking insane. But I did it. Why did I do it? Because hang on, let's see if that's my go. No, it's not. Okay. So we would talk anywhere from 1 to 3 hours, usually more towards 3. And why would I do it? Because she would throw a bitch fit if I didn't. She would say, so they create this dependency by clinging to us, right? Covert narcissists, I should say. They're going to cling to us act insecure. They're going to say, oh, you don't talk to me because you don't care about me. They're going to do everything possible to make you feel bad. You don't like me, etc., etc. Whatever they want to do. Oh, you're too busy. Other things are more important. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. Anyways, so yeah, the whole act of clinging is, in my estimation, for these covert narcissists, it's not out of codependency. It's to create that bond. It's their way of facilitating you being a magnet, being magnetized, I should say, towards them. They play on your emotions because that's what they do. They know exactly what your emotions are because they've seen you, they study you, they know. They're experts at reading people. And they're experts at reading people, so they look at that, they play to that, right? Other ways that they create dependency, and I may have touched on this before, and then just kind of BT dubs down the line anyway, they'll throw all this back at you. And in my case, these were all silent grievances that weren't hurled at me until after everything was long over. And then everything was hurled at me. All these complaints that, were suffered in silence for years. I can't recall if the phone calls was a thing, but the following topic definitely was a thing. Another way that they create this dependency is by flaunting their sexuality. And then they accuse us of using them. So, and not only do they flaunt their sexuality, but they make you believe, they try to make you believe anyway, and they put it out there that they are the best that you can ever have. And as I may have mentioned before, basically the whole reason that it ended was because I wasn't ready to have intercourse, and she suddenly, her religious convictions disappeared, and she didn't want to wait till marriage. She wanted to lose it in the back of a car like a cheap hooker. And I was sticking to the promise we had originally made, and because I wanted to be special, and she did not like that. So what did she do? She broke it off. But then, in that as well, and then later on, of course, she said, well, you were just using me for my body. And, of course, that's total bullshit because I didn't. If anything, I always made sure that she knew that she was more than just a body to me. And then that may not make sense to some people because of the fact that I am still a virgin, but there are aspects of sexuality, and particularly aspects of the female body that, to me, are, I don't know, I won't say the equivalent, but they fulfill me. Certain acts fulfill me. Perhaps the way that sex fulfills people who desire that. Presently, I do not desire that. Then I did not desire that. Now I probably don't desire it more because it was used as a weapon against me. Now I do not probably. I do definitively do not desire it more because of that. So she would, and she, shall we say, it was well endowed, and she rushed physical intimacy in that matter. And once very early, she rushed that in a very, very, very early phase. That's what they do. They rush things. They introduce things way too fast. And because of my, I guess, hesitance to say no, because of the fact that she was the first, perhaps, and because of the fact that I'm just a nice guy and I didn't want to hurt her feelings, and because of the fact that, again, this is what they do. They play on this. So there's that, and the fact that that is just such a fulfilling thing to me. And so she drew on that. So very early on, she introduced those aspects early on to the relationship in very manipulative ways. And she drew on that, and she constantly put it out there. Because at the time it was because she wanted to make me happy. And then later, of course, it turns into you only cared about yourself. You didn't really want to make me happy, which is bullshit. I always wanted her to know, hey, I don't want you to think this. This is not the case. And I'm doing all of this because I know you enjoy it. Because your sounds tell me so. Which leads me to a point that I kind of wanted to research, and I'm remembering that now, that maybe they're faking the moans of pleasure and whatnot, in order to hook us more. So that's what they do. They create dependency by telling us, okay, if you don't call me for 3 hours, you don't love me enough, you don't care about me enough, you're too busy, you have things more important than me. If you don't want my body, that means that you're getting it from someone else, which was an accusation hurled at me. If you don't want sex, you're getting it, in my particular case, if you don't want sex, you're getting it from someone else, which was hurled at me. But if you are too focused on my body, quote unquote, then, you're just, using me. But of course, this is all something they created. They created the 3-hour phone calls. They created the focus on their body. So this is the ways that they create dependence. And they do this, and then they throw it back in our faces. This is what narcissists do. And then that's the crazy making. That's where you go, wait a minute, what's wrong with me? Did I really do this? Now, that realization that this female was a narcissist, remember, this is surviving the female narcissist. So that realization that the female was a narcissist may come long after the relationship, if you can call it that, is over with and done. It may come immediately. For me, it was more or less a year after the fact that it was finally over. It was a year after the fact that I realized, and I changed her diagnosis from borderline personality disorder to narcissism, and they may well be the same thing, or they may well both exist in this person, I should say. And once that realization kicks in, it's a whole new grieving process. I don't know about anyone watching this, but for me, it takes me a very long time to get over things. And people are always like, Matt, just let it go. And I'm like, how could you tell me to just let it go? With anything. It's important to me. That's why I'm so fucking worked up about it. If it was just a broken shoelace, I'd be like, okay, cool. But it's not. It's something much more important than that. So this whole get over it thing is bullshit. Having said that, I can't really speak on it because I've never had a quote-unquote normal relationship, but hanging on to this, or having it cling to you, I should say, because I'm seriously looking at seeking an exorcism, because I feel that this spirit is clinging to me, this spirit of the living, or spirit of the quote-unquote living, the mask that is now dead, as, can't remember who it was, but someone in a video talked about the grief and said, yeah, it's like you're grieving a death because the person that you loved never existed. They died, even though they never existed. But that mask crumbled away, died effectively, right? So, where was I going with that? Sorry, the liquor's getting shit. Forgot. Let me drink more of that. I'll help me remember. But hopefully you can kind of connect the dots and tie the knot to what I was saying. I don't even remember what I was saying. The beauty of alcohol. But this is what they do. They create this dependency. Yeah, they'll make you go crazy. They'll make you think, God, oh, that's what I was saying. So the grief might be 2 days after, might be a year after that you realize. And then the grief cycle kind of resets itself. The timeline resets itself. And every time, by the way, every time you break no contact, the cycle kind of resets itself. The ease with which things seep in. Since I broke no contact, nightmares, flashbacks have come back. They were gone. They were gone. I mean, let's say 99.999% gone. Since I broke no contact. And I say broke very loosely, but because I literally didn't talk. I just called and played music. But all the same. Flashbacks. Boom. Nightmares. Boom. Right? It's I compare it to a burn. I've got a rug burn, so it's kind of appropriate. But no, I compare it to when you burn yourself on an oven, right? If you put ice on that, even if you don't put ice on that, but if you put ice on that, right, for, a minute, and then, and this came to me, this is an idea that I want to explore creatively, but this came to me because I burned myself, of course, on an oven one day, and then I went back to washing the dishes, of course using hot water. So I'd put ice on it for, I don't know, a minute, and I was like, okay, cool. And then the hot water hits the burn spot, and it comes back in full force. That's what I compare it to. It's a burn, or it's a cut, or it's a scab, whatever you like. As soon as you become conscious of it again, as soon as it enters your consciousness, your conscience and consciousness again, it comes back in full force. You reset the time, the clock, the memories, everything, from years and years and years ago comes back fresh. Today I've been fucking dealing with that. Forgot where I was going with that. But this is what they do. So, in conclusion, hopefully, kind of, stay strong. You are not alone. Find a group. Please, please, please find a support group. Depression Bipolar Support Alliance. I cannot recommend them enough. If you're in Southern California, join the group that's in Riverside. I miss them so much, and I really want to go back to Southern California for the DBSA group there, and the 2 EA groups there, and the CODA group there. They're just, my most dear friends, and they'll always hold a most sacred place inside of my heart. They're just so special to me. They're all just incredible people, and I hope that I go back to SoCal in the very near future, and I'm looking forward to it. I have one at least lady friend that's waiting for me, and then 2, those groups. Even if I find a group back in the Bay Area, in the East Bay Area, which I will, because, I hope I will anyway, because the groups are very, everywhere. everywhere. Um, I will still miss my Southern California groups and my friends there because they're just so incredible. And I cannot stress that enough how just amazing that they are and that those groups themselves are. But if you are in those areas, check out the Thursday night Coda meeting at there's a church in I can't remember the name right now. To remember, but I think it's not Colton Fontana. No, not Fontana. I can't even remember. Covina, maybe West. Maybe Covina. I don't know. But there's a DBSA group in Riverside. Oh my God, they are the best. There's this guy there. I don't know if I should name him, but there's this guy there that, oh, he's just absolutely hilarious. Every time I hear him, he just lights up my day. He's great. And just everyone else there is just, oh, absolutely I miss them so much. Maybe it's the liquor, but I'm realizing just how much I miss them. And then the EA groups there are just incredible as well. One of the members, she says that, you know, she has a disability, so she talks really slow, but, you know, it doesn't matter if you whatever you call it, if it's God or Allah or Uncle Henry, just give it to them and shut up about it. she's the best. I miss her dearly. But find a group, please. I cannot stress that enough. And even more importantly, and I say this because I haven't been to a group in months, and it shows. I mean, in my, anyways, and perhaps outwardly, but your Today book, right? Your Melody Beatty books, the Codependence Guides to 12 Steps, all the other Melody Beatty books, all the pamphlets you can find. I'm flashing this because I just got it. My 6-month birthday was 11/7, and at 6 months, progress, not perfection, has never made more sense to me. What with losing a fucking year of my life on the phone and work and breaking no contact. Coded chip, baby. Progress, not perfection. 6 months in the program. They're vitally important. The meetings are important. The literature is important. The friendship, the connection, the fellowship, the brother and or sisterhood is important. Vitally important. Go, please. I cannot stress enough the importance of those groups. Channels, dare I say, like this. I don't know if anyone is finding this useful, but channels on YouTube such as, dare I say, but narcissist support. I can't remember what the channel is called. Her name is Dana. There are so many others. I can't. There's a Spartan Life Coach. He's another good one. Look them up, please. Google, please. You are not alone. I cannot stress that enough. You are not alone. There are many people who have gone through this. You don't have to do it alone because you're not alone. There are many, many, many people who've gone through this and who've suffered greatly and gone through the research and cried many hours and drank many drinks to try to forget, so that you don't have to. Please listen to them, find them, seek them out. If you are religious, even if you're not religious, do whatever you have to do, whatever you think you have to do to get rid of it. Me, I'm not religious. I was raised in the church, but I'm not religious. I'm looking into a goddamn exorcism to get this thing away from me. Because I truly feel that there's a spirit clinging to me, and I feel that there's my soul that was sucked away. I don't think that's normal for a relationship. I don't think it's normal to hold on this long to the pain. Not that I'm actively holding on to it, but to have flashbacks. Flashbacks are definitely not normal, I don't think, anyway. Dare I say, I don't really know. I don't have a frame of reference, right? But please, Codependence Anonymous, coda.org. Emotions Anonymous, I think they're emotionsanonymous.org. DBSA, Depression Bipolar Support Alliance, I think they're dbsa.com. There are many, many, many other groups. Just look into it. Sex Addicts Anonymous. Of course, Alcoholics Anonymous, the first. Adult children of alcoholics. Just there's so many. Al-Anon, Narcanon, for anyone who has turned to drugs. I've talked about this before, right? Everything that they drive us to, or that to be empowered and take responsibility for, as we learn in the 12 steps. Everything that we are driven to as a result of those actions and internalizing them and doing what we can to heal them. Remember, I've talked about it. Pornography and or sex, gambling, drugs, illicit or legal, including alcohol, of course. Anyways, sorry. Starting to be just really floaty. It's beautiful. Look into those groups. You're not alone. You're not alone. Do not give up. In my darkest of moments, even when I remember, when I'm upset about this year of my life, please do not give up. You can't give up. Do not let that thing win. I don't even refer to that thing as a human being or a gender identity, because they are a thing. They are a spirit. They are a machine, a demon. A Terminator was a great analogy I heard. They are just their own program, their own computer, right? Search and destroy and to destroy you. Do not let that happen. You are not alone. Reach out. Find those 12 steps to wellness. Even, dare I say, even if you don't, start going to programs, even just getting a chip or medallion is helpful. Even if you just get the literature, if there's not a group nearby, getting the literature is helpful, right? And doing all of them in conjunction. And if there are deeper issues, of course, doing therapy and or medication as needed is helpful. Do all of this. You are not alone. Seek help. Because you do need it. Because they intentionally wreak havoc on us to ensure that we need it. You're not alone. You are precious. You are special. In my darkest of moments, what has kept the knife from making the final incision, if you like, is, really? I've sat in the bathroom with a knife to my wrist, and I've stopped and said, this is going to be it for me. This is going to be the end of Matt Ashmore. 21 years old. 22 now, but 21 years old. Fucking in the bathroom on the toilet naked like I'm Lenny Bruce with a needle in my arm. 21 years old. Slit my goddamn wrist because of some bitch in Jabba the Hutt? I don't fucking think so. I am so much greater than that. I have so much more to do. Fuck that. Pardon my bluntness in language. But all the same, you're not alone. Please do not. I cannot stress this enough. Don't do it. If you're on the edge right now, looking over the ledge right now, if you're thinking about that final cut right now, do not do it. Please reach out to someone. Reach out to me if you have to. survivingthefemalenarcissist@gmail.com. If you feel so inclined. If there's no one else. If you just think I'm weird and goofy and funny, whatever. If you like my face, whatever the fuck it is, right? If you need someone, I am here. I cannot stress that enough. If there's no one else, and I mean this is not just the liquor talking, I promise. I mean this 158 million %. If there is no one else in your life that you can talk to, email me. Leave a comment on a video, please. You are precious. You are special. You are so important. You have so much more to live for, and you are so much more and so much better than this thing that is trying, has tried, and will try to destroy you. You're so much more than that. You're so much more than that, and you have so much more to give the world. If I had done myself in months ago, I wouldn't be here in Iowa making a difference to all these people. All these people with special needs, with disabilities, and all my coworkers, I wouldn't have met them. And that would be a crying shame. If there's no one else, if you feel there's no one else in your life, please reach out. Reach out to me. If you really don't feel ashamed, and if you feel so inclined, right, reach out to me. Don't feel ashamed. I've been there when there's no one else. Trust me. I have been there. I cannot stress enough. I'm starting to cry. Just the liquor, I promise. But I'm starting to cry about this because I cannot stress enough how important this is. You are better than this thing that is trying to kill you. And that's their mission, is to fucking kill you. Anyone who's new to this, anyone who's unsure, anyone who's searched this out in desperation and happened to come across this video and happened to watch this long, and has doubt and has hope of changing this thing, I'm sorry to say, but they cannot change. It's impossible. I'm convinced it's just not possible. They either kill themselves or, I don't know, kill 1 million people in order to get that satisfaction. This is nice. I'm feeling floaty and everything. This is good. I gotta listen to my drunk soundtrack soon. Anyways, sorry, I had to break that serious moment, but do not let them win. Please, you are so much more important than any of it. Do not let them win. Don't do that to yourself. Don't do that to us. Don't do that to all the people like me who are reaching out and saying, please. I know it hurts. I don't think I can possibly articulate how much, especially right now, how much I know it hurts. Oh my fucking Christ. I know it hurts. You can keep going. You can do this. You are important. Reach out to someone. Reach out to me if you need to. But keep going. Sorry, the liquor's getting me. I'm going to end this soon because I'm starting to really slur my words, probably. I can't really judge, but please, you're not alone. Reach out. Use the programs. Use the literature. Use friends. Use family. Use whatever you have to do to beat this, because you can beat this. You cannot cure them. You cannot save them. They don't want to be saved. They don't need to be saved. I'm sorry to tell you, but if you've landed here somehow, it's not an accident. You've landed here because you need to know and realize that this person in your life is a narcissist. They're not sick. They're not lost. They're not confused. They're not scared or angry. They are a narcissist, and you cannot save them. You cannot reach them. You cannot give them medication. You cannot hypnotize them or exorcise them. They're lost. And I know that at first it's going to fucking kill you. Christ, I know that's going to fucking kill you. But they're lost. But then you'll think about it and you realize that they're not perfect. They're not even close to perfect. They're not even close to good or nice or decent. They never gave a fuck about you. Mine, and I only remembered this just recently, fucking went about and had lesbian experiences. Why? I don't remember what the sordid logic was behind it. And I accepted it. Right? We accept it because we think we deserve this. We can't do any better. That's ultimately what creating dependency is about. Feeling we cannot possibly do better, but you can, I promise. I'm sorry. I'm sure that this entire video has been unintelligible due to my... But all the same, do not give up. Do not quit. If you're sitting there right now with that pill bottle, if you're standing there in the bathroom with the fucking knife on your wrist, with blood on your arm, thinking about going for that final incision, please don't do it. Don't do it. Reach out. Reach out to someone. If you can't reach out to anyone, reach out to me. I am here. I know it's weird talking to a stranger, but I'm here. You are not alone. Join a program. Google, YouTube, support groups and sites and videos and blogs, whatever you have to do. You're not alone. You can beat this thing. You can show this thing who's boss and kill it. Metaphorically speaking. You're better than it. You're stronger than you know, more powerful than you know, more powerful than they know. Just for today. Live, laugh, and love. Thank you for listening and watching. To anyone who might.